All right, welcome back to the Put on Giants podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas. PORSB is my Twitter handle, so check me out there. We taped the show, nice and dandy. So before we post it, the Giants made some moves. So the Giants made a move with Tyler Fitzgerald. He's going down to Sacramento. And then another roster move they're making is that Justin Verlander is back from maternity leave. So he comes back to the rotation. So you have that move there. Then you also have Matt Chapman being able to take batting practice this week, maybe either Tuesday or Wednesday, so that can hopefully facilitate his return to third base. Koss goes to second base. Wesley can go to second base now before Chapman gets back. I could imagine a world where when Chapman comes back to play third, you have an infield of Bailey behind the plate. You have maybe Devers or Flores at first base. Then shortstop will be Adames, Chapman at third, and then probably Casey Schmidt will play second base because he is, when you're hitting 400 and killing the baseball, you find a way in that lineup. And plus, he's played all four infield positions except for catcher. So again, Fitzgerald down. You got Verlander back. And then Chapman can go ahead and start swinging the bat. And then we'll see what happens there with the Giants at second base.
Lee hits a high drive to right. It is out of here.
So the Giants win the series against the Red Sox. I mean, the much ballyhooed Rafael Devers bowl, if you will, or series, if you will. The Giants prevail and they get back up to 10 games over 500. The Red Sox are only one game over 500. So, the Giants are, can rid themselves of all the glitz and glamour of Beantown coming to San Francisco and talking about how, this year was a big series because of Rafael Devers, but it was a big series, I think, for the Giants because they showed a lot of wherewithal. They lost the first game of the series. They came back and Root pitched a tremendous game against the Red Sox. Really had them going. The curveball was popping. Everything was going well for him in the ball game. The placement of everything was just great. He got command of all of his pitches and just made it really difficult for the Red Sox, who pounded Hayden Birdsong in the first game of the series. So good to see Root just kind of dominate and get back to his form, because the last time he took the mound, he did not pitch well against the Dodgers. I don't think he got out of the first inning or second inning in that ball game, but was able to come back strong in a game that the Giants really needed. As far as that goes, it sets you up for Sunday. Sunday, you get Robbie Ray. Did not pitch his best, 4 runs, 5 innings. That's not Robbie Ray baseball. But the Giants came back, and the Giants came back in a big way with the bats. And I think, every time the Red Sox hit a home run, the Giants came back and hit a home run. Whenever they made a big play, the Giants came back and made a big play. So it's good to see the Giants have that fight. And I think ever since that game 3 against the Padres, when they had that 4-game set against the Padres, the Giants came back, fought back, and split that series when everything looked really bleak and you thought they were going to go jump into a June swoon. Now they're 12-8. They're 12-8 in this month. You got some home run power endeavors, and you hope this home run power continues. So we talk about lineup construction, lineup development, however you want to call it, putting out the lineup. And I think the biggest thing for any lineup, when you see a team, score a bunch of runs, it's not necessarily, yes, Ramos had 4 RBIs in this game, and Adames had a home run, but it's about the other guys. And you can see by the stats I have on the screen right now, it's, Yaz and Casey Schmidt have just been phenomenal, and they have really helped out a lot in the absence of Matt Chapman, who on Tuesday can on Tuesday he can start swinging the bat. So that's always a really good sign for the Giants as well. But yeah, but you need to have those guys, take you over the top. Like you look at, yes, the Dodgers have Otani, they have Freeman, and they have Betts. But when they really take off offensively, it's the days where you get something out of Muncy, get something out of Paez, getting something out of Kike Hernandez, people like that. So even right now, Schmidt has been a godsend right now. He's getting an opportunity to play every day, which everybody kind of clamored for most part. I was not particularly one of them, but like, he's proven some people wrong, and that's okay. Yaz has been we know it, there Yaz has been great defensively. He's always been great defensively. That's one of his biggest his trademarks. An interesting video on I think on Giants.com. You can see a video where he talks about how he learned how to get rid of the ball quicker in the outfield, and that helped him kind of gun somebody out who was trying to. I think Durant was trying to stretch a single into a double, and he threw him out at second base. And it's part of that ability to get rid of the ball pretty quickly helps out with that. But offensively, he's streaky. He's been up and down, kind of Brandon Beltish in ways, where Brandon Belt was super super hot, and then when he was hot, it was bombs away, and that's the way it can be with Yaz. Yaz was hitting the ball the other way for the most part, getting singles, getting doubles. Some of them were bloops because the defense was shifting over to the other side, but he was still getting on base, still getting hits. And then when he got pitches like today, high fastball that he can elevate, he elevated it right into the water, and and that was his home run for today. And he's been, like I said, he's been hitting the ball really well and having really good competitive at bats ever since being installed as the leadoff hitter. And then you have Casey Schmidt, who's just been anchoring the bottom of the batting order, where he's just really been hitting the ball well. I mean, he has 4 hits today, um, one one I think the triple away from the cycle, if you will. So just fantastic, job by both of those guys. And some of the plays you're seeing Schmidt make in the field have just been extraordinary as well. I do think the one of the things that really could happen is he kind of flips over to second base. He has experience in all the infield positions, and then Matt Chapman goes back to third, and then or um you got Devers or Flores at first base. So I think it's a distinct possibility, because you need that offense. You need to keep that offense to get that bat in the lineup. He's hitting better than Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald at least is making more contact right now. We'll see if he can get things going against the Marlins. But right now, I think Casey Schmidt is doing a great job, and no question about it. And he talked about it with the Giants broadcasting about, when he came up, the first time he used to just come and swing at everything. Now he's calming down. I think the biggest thing for him has been laying off that slider away. That slider has been the death of him in so many at bats. And when you see him take the slider that's not thrown for a strike over and over again, that's the growth in Casey Schmidt. Like he's taking that pitch, and then he's getting ahead in the count. And next thing you know, it's 3-1. It's 1-0, it's 2-1, it's 3-1, and that's the home run count. That's the home run count. And the home run he hit today was one of the hardest balls I've ever seen hit. I mean, he murdered that thing. And he is, anybody will tell you, when Giants have batting practice, Casey Schmidt puts on the show. He got the power. It's just, could he lay off that tantalizing slider that just kind of just went out of the strike zone at the last minute and caused him to strike out. Like that was a pitch that he had to lay off, and he did a great job of doing that. So good job by Casey Schmidt here. And Yaz, The Giants score 9 runs on 11 hits, have a couple errors, but you know, they're bad errors, both of them, and led to a run. But I'll say this too about like people don't, yes, that error that he dropped a fly ball, Ramos dropped a fly ball, and the throwback from Patrick Bailey to Robbie Ray, he ended up rolling it to him, and that was an error as well. But walks are errors too. And if Robert Ray doesn't walk that guy, then he's not even on first base, so it wouldn't even matter. So, um, it's a team game. Team game. I know the error. I know the errors are going to be looked upon as bad plays, and they are bad plays. But walks are errors as well too. You got to remember that. Good to see Willie Adames go deep. I know that that's been a point of contention for Giants fans, but and people have been like kind of go. He started a rally, got a single, started a rally. Um, in I think in the fifth inning, and then came back and hit a home run in the eighth inning. And I think that obviously, and that ball's he's still hit some of the furthest home runs that the Giants have hit all year. The guy, I mean, like I said, it's been frustrating for him, I'm sure, and frustrating for Giants fans as well. But I'm excited to see what he can do in the second half. And I'm not trying to be a homer about it, but I mean, if his numbers don't exactly resemble last year with the Brewers, it's okay. I kind of took off some home runs because he's playing in Oracle. But if the RBI start coming, the good at bats start coming, it just seems like it's up and down with him. Whenever he gets on a really good streak, he kind of just has a 2 or 3 bad at bats, strikeouts. Just timing is in there. We'll see if he can get going because it hasn't really affected him in the field. I mean, I know some people have kind of criticized him in the field a little bit, but I think if you look at it, he's been solid in the field for the Giants, and just been a really good shortstop for them this year. Doesn't miss games. I think it's one game all year. Been really durable for them because they really don't have a replacement for him, if you will, and as far as that goes. So the lineup today was Yaz, Devers, Ramos, Flores, Lee, Adames, Schmidt, Bailey, and Fitzgerald. I do like the fact that the last 2 games, the Giants and Bob Melvin have said, "Hey, let's put Rafael Devers in the second slot in the 2 hole. That's give him as many bats as humanly possible. Right now, it's working with Yaz. I don't think Yaz is your prototypical leadoff guy, like taking pitches and things like that. But if he might as well just go up there and just hack away and just be as aggressive as humanly possible. He just let Yaz be aggressive, do his thing. I can live with it. Whatever. Um, and take it from there. And then if he gets on in front of Devers, that's great. And I think hitting behind Devers is going to make life easier for Helio Ramos. I mean, he's just tearing the cover off the ball in this series. Had 4 RBIs, and just continue to do what Ramos does. And I think the national media, it was when you start doing stuff against Boston, you start doing stuff against the Lake. I mean the Dodgers. Start doing stuff against the teams like that, the Yankees. Then the national media starts picking up on what your play is, and I think you can see Helio Ramos is definitely playing really good baseball as far as that goes. I think that's pretty much kind of wrapping it up really quick. I mean, just obviously a great series win. The Giants have an opportunity here because they have 7 games against a bad Marlins team. I'm sorry, 3 games against a bad Marlins team, and then they have a 4 game set coming up with the White Sox this month. Already a 12-8 month. So if they can just continue their winning ways, this could be a month where they can get even further over 500. Right now they're 10 games over. Kind of where I picked them. I picked them to be 10 games over. And if they can get to 13, 14 games over, that kind of puts the distance between them and the wild card. As a tradition, I do not look at the wild card standings until August 1st. So once we get to August 1st, then I look at this, then I look at the standings and see where the Giants are. Right now, I look at the regular standings and see that they're 3.5 games behind the Dodgers. Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from the Nationals, if you will. So they had a home series against Washington. I like. I mean, I like what the Giants are doing. I think there are some moments where like they I think in this series they misplayed some balls and played a little sloppy defensively, so that has to get cleaned up. But they've been good. They've been really good all year. The bullpen, if you look at those ERAs, I mean, they are it's just beautiful to see. They're not giving up pretty much anything at all in that bullpen. So Camilo Duvall will make things interesting as he always does. But for the most part, this bullpen has been phenomenal. So great job by the Giants. Hopefully it continues. They get their rare at home, no travel day off on Monday, which is today, and then they will play the Marlins on Tuesday. So when the Giants are playing this well, the worst thing you want for a fan is they turn the TV on and they're not there. So hopefully they can continue their winning ways against a pesky Miami Marlins team. So we'll check it out. All right. Put on Giants podcast. Dwayne Douglas saying, peace out, go Giants, and see you next time.
Lee hits a high drive to right. It is